I'm Camille Zamora. I'm a soprano, and I'm the co-founding director of Sing for Hope. Sing for Hope is an artist Peace Corps. We are a group of artists, actually almost 1,000 professional artists, over 900 professional artists who volunteer in programs that bring the arts to under-resourced schools, healthcare facilities, and community-based organizations in New York City. So we basically are a group of folks who make our livings in the arts, and everything from opera singing, which is my profession, to dance, to acrobats, to jazz musicians. And what we have in common is we volunteer in these programs which make the arts radically accessible to communities that wouldn't have access otherwise. Like a lot of great ideas, it was sort of a conversation between two best friends. Monica Eunice is a beautiful soprano and my dear friend from Juilliard, and we were basically just sort of talking about the fact that we wished there would be a go-to resource for professional artists who wanted to plug their volunteerism into high-impact outreach opportunities. In my case, this impulse, I think, traces its roots to something sad in my life, frankly, which was that my dear best friend from high school was diagnosed with AIDS and passed away in a hospice in our hometown of Houston. And his death was very sudden, and of course, it stopped my young life in its tracks and made me really question a lot of what I was doing with my life. And I think to make myself feel better as much as anything, I started a scrappy little concert with a group of friends, and we raised a couple $1,000s for this AIDS hospice. And the next year we did it, and it was a little bit better and a little bit more of a fundraiser. And in the intervening decade and a half since we started this concert, it's now the country's largest annual classical AIDS gala, having raised over $3 million for people living with HIV/AIDS. And what it showed us is that there really is, I think, a desire to come together as professional artists and to create this sort of outreach for the causes that speak to our hearts. So often we're on the road too much to do regular volunteering in soup kitchens, and we can't necessarily write a big old check, but what we can do is give our art form. And Monica had the same impulse. Her father is Mohammed Yunus, who won the Nobel Peace Prize for the creation of microfinance, and she grew up with sort of this sense, this first-hand sense of how you can create change on a grassroots level. And I think for both of us, the question was loving this art form of opera, and yet feel like sometimes that we are, sometimes it can feel that you're a little bit removed, that you're sort of, there can be an ivory tower aspect to it. And it's not the intention of the art form, it's not the intention of the composers. Mozart and Puccini and Donizetti and so many of these people who wrote this work that we sing, they themselves were rabble-rousers and amazing populist revolutionaries. But that isn't always felt in the business as it functions. And so our idea was, let's see if we can create a Peace Corps, create an organization of professionals who use their talents to bring light through the arts to disenfranchised people. And so today, we're here in our beautiful Sing for Hope office, and we have a fantastic staff of people who really sort of leverage this volunteer core in these programs that make arts radically accessible. One of our high-profile programs is pop-up pianos, when we bring artist-designed pianos to the streets and public spaces of New York City, after which we donate them to the schools and hospitals that we work with year-round. And so Sing for Hope is about our vision of art for all, and it's about the fact that we really believe that art creates positive change on an individual and a community level, and that we, as working artists, can be part of that grassroots solution.